Hello, welcome to the chat. Today is Sunday. Wow. The Herald, Sunday, the Herald to a new week. So far, how did everybody's weekend go? My weekend was kind of interesting, I guess. The way it went, yeah. My weekend was interesting. Um, I managed to go live every day despite the hurdles of, um, you know, the hurdles of buying, you know, the internet and all of that, the hurdles of mood swings, the hurdles of um, weirdos coming up on the chat, and being rude, you know. Sometimes it's like kind of, it feels a bit deterring, yeah. But I'm just glad for the mindset that I was in when I began streaming, and I'm glad for how my mental state has, you know, improved, yeah, how much I have grown out of where I was, and this grown me, yeah, is showing up on the internet in this way, you know, showing up on the internet, to make my voice be heard, to put myself, forward, also to kind of get comfortable with being seen. I really, I came into that awareness that I don't know, for the longest time, yeah, it just felt like something to be demonized, something that is not particularly virtuous, wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard as well. But I'm so glad for how far I have come, and I'm just having these reflections because it's a Sunday, it's the start of another week, and I kind of also want to like boost up my own confidence of that. At the end of the day, I'm here for me, okay, and so far the way I've been showing up for me has, made me feel so proud of myself, and there's also the aspect of the fact that I can't deny the fact that I've met wonderful people on here. I've met them, they connect to what I do on my channel. Um, Somehow, despite how the voice of oppositions and people that feel like what I'm doing is not worthwhile, yes, despite those voices being very loud, despite that, I still have like wonderful people in my on my channel that are subscribed, that show up on my streams, and they're like, oh, curious about the things I talk about. They also share their perspectives, and I'm just glad that such people, exist in the world. And I think it's kind of like this, even if it's not so much, is this like light, okay, this small light, that is um, kind of making me look ahead, making me look forward, and it's keeping me on my knowing that I am doing my thing, okay, and I just need to keep on doing what I'm doing here, and that is the only thing I can promise. So, anyways, hello. Today is Sunday, and I just wanted to have this kind of thank you, Tyrus. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. um, Thank you for showing up as well. Despite your real life schedules and the job that you do, I'm so happy that you take out time to show up. You understand. Um, so yeah. Also, going forward, yeah, I feel like before I used to give people a chance, I used to be like, or I feel like I have to test myself, I feel like I have to test myself when people are being nasty, I feel like, no, I have to, it will be a sign of like maybe strength. Thank you, Tyros. It will be a sign of strength, to stand up to, you know, bullies, to stand up to noisy people on, on this platform that, they don't have anything um, going for them, and so they find satisfaction in being, you know, in being just nasty overall. You get, for some reason, like I'm not the one to figure that out for them, or their motivations for behaving like that. You get, but um, when I watch other people that have been on here even longer, they say things like, "Oh, I don't even have the energy to deal with, nasty people. I just block them." And it's like, wow, if people that are at this level of, have this experience, and still experience this success, just go straight forward to peace of mind. Like, why do I think, I have something to prove? Why do I feel like I need to prove that um, I am confident, by standing up to people that are intent on being nasty? You get, like, there's nothing, where I'm coming from is not where, it's different from where they are coming from, okay? And like I said so many times in my stream, on my stream, I like to highlight people that, you know are kind, because kindness is the most difficult thing on in this human existence. It is so hard to be a kind person. You can do nice things for people, yeah. You can do nice things for people. Evil people do nice things whenever they want to do nice things. Niceness is not so hard. Being kind, coming from that place inside of you, and having nothing but genuine empathy, and um, just goodness in your heart about another human being, you get, is difficult. And people used to say things like, it costs you nothing to be kind. And like, it does cost a lot to be kind. It does. It takes learning. It takes having difficult conversations. Hello, Gorav. It costs a lot to be kind. Like, it takes learning. It takes, having difficult conversation. Like, who likes to be uncomfortable mentally? Nobody likes to be uncomfortable. Nobody wants to, be awkward around people they're familiar with, or strangers even. Nobody likes that feeling. So if you go out of your way, to surpass that fear, that comes with just being a human being in this planet, hello, Denato. Um, like, if you go out of your way to 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 be kind, it takes something from you. It takes something from you. Good morning, Denato. It takes a lot from you, yeah. And I feel like the more you acknowledge the effort it takes to be kind, the more I feel kindness comes, you know um, yes, even in your side, we don't know where Donato is from. It's probably morning where he is. You know, the more you acknowledge the effort it takes, to be kind, you get, the more when you are being kind to people, the more when the opportunity comes up to show kindness to people, you will not delude yourself, and be like, oh, I didn't plan to go this far for this person. You would already know that, okay, if I'm going to be kind to this person, I have to be ready to, pay the cost. Can I, pay the cost, to for this person, or for this situation where it's uncomfortable, yeah. Tyrus says, yes, kindness always costs the person giving kindness, and it hurts sometimes. It hurts a lot of the times, it hurts, it always hurts. Like, oh, okay, from Jamaica. Yeah, okay, welcome to the chat. I'm from Nigeria. Gaurav is asking, what is the real meaning of kindness for me? Personally, for the life that I've lived here, kindness means having difficult conversations. That is where kindness blossoms for me. The knowing that I have to have difficult conversations. Okay, that is the ultimate, like that is the utmost form of kindness for me. That is literally the definitions. Because at the end of the day, we have to address it. Okay, we have to address it, whatever it is. Um, like no matter the situation you experience in this world, like when you come across, like when you have an opportunity, or an opportunity is presented to you in the form of maybe a stranger, in the form of even people you know, in the form of society at large, when you want to step out in kindness, you have to start from somewhere, and that somewhere is a conversation usually. And that conversation, will not be comfortable. Some people think that, like, the way we've been, like when we come up in this world, we watch Disney movies, we watch cartoons with a lot of morals telling us how the kind character is so carefree, and the kind character, just has this overwhelming spring of kindness from the inside of them, and they just freely give it to everybody, and then the kind character is just so oblivious to how, like, no, that's not the reality. That's not the reality of it. That's not the reality of it. Now, Gaurav is asking a question. Would you be kind to someone who betrays you again and again? Now, you have to now come to this part I said about having uncomfortable conversations. I started talking about niceness, okay? And I started talking about how evil people can be nice to you. Now, when you say somebody betrays you again and again, and you think allowing the person, to go scot-free after the first betrayal, you think busting your back for the person after the second betrayal, you think that is kindness. That is not kindness. That is a performance. That is niceness. That is self-deceit. That is not kindness. Because do you know who in that moment you are not being kind to? Yourself. You are not being kind to yourself. And anybody that cannot be kind to themselves cannot truly be kind to other people. That is where you have to bring the conversation from. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, that's what I'm telling you now. The way you should look at it is not about, oh, somebody did something to me, despite all. No, that is a performance. That is not real. Because now you're expressing resentment about what you've done for this so-called character that has betrayed you over and over again. Whoever that person is, whatever the situation is, listen to me. Listen to me. The first person you're going to show kindness to is yourself. It will be yourself. If you cannot be kind to yourself, any form of niceness, any form of kindness you think you are giving to another person, it is a performance. It is a performance of it's a performance for a reward. Okay, you want to be rewarded with community. You want to continue to, you don't want to be shunned for speaking up about how uncomfortable you are by when that person betrayed you. Okay, like I said, kindness is uncomfortable conversations. You just have to speak up for yourself. You just have to face the truth and say, this person that is hurting me hates me, as far as I'm concerned. And why am I persisting in this person's hate? Is it that I hate myself as well? And if you feel like you can't just stop, performing niceness for this person that has betrayed you, you need to start having uncomfortable conversations with who? Yourself. You have to start asking yourself, why do I think I deserve to suffer? Why do I think I don't deserve good, like, kindness in my life? Okay, it is a reflection of how you are on the inside. You think you deserve to be punished for existing. You need to pay a price to be friends with somebody. That is why when they betray you, say that's the price. That's the price you pay for being a friend. No, that's not. You don't pay any price for any sort of. That is not the price. That is not a payment. That is self harm. Gora was saying, now I realize I was kind and nice to everyone, but not to myself. You were not even kind to yourself. You were just performing niceness. You're just performing niceness. You can't give what you don't have. Okay, that is another rule of mine. Like, you can't give what you do not have. Okay, you can't give what you don't have. Yeah. So if we want to talk about the conversations of kindness, if we want to um if you want to have if you want to really practice kindness, you have to have an uncomfortable conversation with yourself. Hello to my to Mello. I am okay, I'm fine. Um you have to be ready to have uncomfortable conversations with yourself. It's just the fact of life. Like not the fact of life, because at the end of the day, we are all living different realities, and maybe my reality is totally contrasted from yours, and from the way I see the world and the world I live in here. Kindness is uncomfortable, and the utmost for me, where kindness, springs from, how kindness blossoms is when we have difficult conversations. We just have to have that awkward conversation. We just have to address the elephant in the room before we can go anywhere, before we can reach people. Okay. Many people, like, when that's why I said, like, when we talk about how kindness is, it costs a lot, how kindness is not cheap, how kindness is not um easy. Okay. um, People will now bring up the issue of how they've been hurt, and how they've been paid, like, not paid, but they've only gotten like pain in return for their kindness. For me, kindness has to be given and taken. If you even approach it like that, you're going to miss out, because how can you measure your kindness with another person's definition of kindness? That is why you might end up feeling betrayed, and that's why those people that hurt you might not even know they're hurting you, because to them, they've done the utmost whatever for you. They've given you their own weight in kindness back, even though you feel you gave more, and you expect them to give you more. That is why you have to have uncomfortable conversations. You have to call people out. And I'm not saying call people out in terms of let us have a confrontation. No, you just have to be honest about what it is, you know, you want from life. Okay? What do I want going into this friendship, connecting with these people, that I care about them enough to be kind to them. You have to have those conversations. You can't keep assuming that people will give you as much as you give them. Nobody's in your head. Nobody can read your mind. You understand? So the idea of how, like, the idea of saying give and take is not even completely fair in that sense. Some people, most people don't mean evil, especially if you have them as friends. I'm sure they're not thinking in their head, plotting how to hurt you. It's good that you stop making friends, because you have to be friends with yourself first. You have to be friends with yourself first. You have to stay in that place of not having friends and choose to be your own friend first. You have to start to ask yourself, what is it that I expect people, to give me when I come into friendship with them? What kind of treatment do I think I deserve? You understand? And if you cannot be clear about at least three different things, five different things, five clear things for your expectations when you go into community with people, then I don't think you should be in community with people, because at the end of the day, you end up being everybody's friend and nobody's friend at all. So don't make friends. It's good. Don't make friends. Make friends with yourself first. Be friends with yourself first. Okay? Have that difficult conversation with your friend, with yourself first. Um, and then go from there. You understand? When you're alone, now that you don't have friends, do you feel angry at the world? Do you feel angry at the world? Do you resent the people that have left your life? You know, why do you resent them? Why are you angry at the world? Why are you angry that people are not coming to you? You understand? You need to ask yourself those questions. You know, what are you looking for? Okay, if somebody were to come and say, oh, Gorab, you are my friend today, I'm not letting you go, you're my friend. You're probably going to be like, oh, finally I've made a friend. But no, that's not the end of the conversation. That's not how you're not going to find satisfaction in that sense. Okay. It's just be as if somebody came and pulled you into their world, yeah. And at the end of the day, you might end up back where you started because you really don't know what it is you want, from community, from friendships. Okay. And sometimes when people are even extending a hand of friendship to us, because we are so caught up in our pain, and we don't even understand, how connection works, how kindness works in connection and all of that. We don't recognize it. We can't see somebody like stretching a hand of friendship to us. We can't see it because we are lost in our own pain. We are lost in how, oh, I've done this for somebody, for people, for all my life, and nobody wants to. You say nobody wants to be my friend. There are 8 billion people in this world. That is a lie. That is a lie. It's not possible. It's literally not possible. You can like throw a stone and you see somebody there. Like, no, it's not possible. Okay. So I feel like but those are the things that we use to protect ourselves from looking at the fact that we actually need to work if we want to make connections. We actually have to work, and I feel like the work is, for me personally, yeah. Like I started this live stream, yeah. I was referencing how, you know um there are, nasty people, but I cannot just write it off that, oh, on live streams, it is hard because we have to deal with, nasty people and all of that, because I've met wonderful people on the stream. I've met people that have made my experience here just, beautiful. you know my subscribers, like Gorav and Tyros, and all of them. So, like, how do I now make sense of these strange, kind of people that come on stream and say nasty things? How can I, not resent the whole idea of people coming on live streams? First of all, I have to, reorient myself to say, why am I doing it in the first place? Okay, I'm doing it because I deserve to be seen. I want to be seen, and I want to be heard. I have a lot to say. Okay, I'm not just existing in this world to be a passerby. I have a voice. Okay, and I know that my voice should be heard. Oh, let me know, Gorav. What exactly did I say? What exactly did I say? For the thing that they used to tell us as children is like, when you want to be anything you want to be, just go out and be it, and if you truly are qualified to be it, nothing can stop you. And it's like, the truth is that even when you are qualified to be everything that you desire to be, and I don't think qualifications matter, but let's just go with it. Even the people that go all out and get qualifications, just to occupy their positions that they've always wanted to occupy in this life, they are still, they are still, how to say it now? They are still met with resistance. They are still met with oppositions. People still deny their qualifications that they work so hard to get. Every day in the world we live in right now, people are busy disproving professionals. People are busy saying doctors are liars. People are busy saying research for ages and years and years, hard work. Yeah, years and years of hard work. People still disprove them, saying, no, you are a liar. So it's not about qualifications, okay? It's just about, do I want to be here? That's all that matters. So Gora was saying, I remember everyone I was kind to, but they never showed up to help me. That's why I started being the real me. The real you. Does the real you um does the real you have is the real you skeptic about being kind? Is the real you resentful of everyone else? Does the real you regret, the way you have helped, the way you've been kind to everybody else? My whole is to stay alone and later talk to you sometimes. The real me regrets. Of course, there'll be regrets. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you know, you can't. You can do. People do. People put their lives on hold. People put themselves in this shell, wrap this shell around themselves, build walls so high, and be like, oh, I'm not going to interact with the world anymore because of what I have been through and all of that. And I'm here to tell you that um, that is very easy. Okay, you're not doing something. Um, it's not this big thing here. You are. I don't know how to say this without being insensitive. At night, I smile and say there might be someone who will love me. The desire to be loved. The desire to love and be loved is very human. Okay, and of course it's not just someone. There are people that will love you, people that you will love and you will not be scared of loving. Okay, people, not even someone. There are people out there that are going to love you and you are going to love them, and you just imagine, how could my life have ever existed without these people? I don't remember life before them. Tyrus is also saying that I love the strong. He said, thank you for the compliment, Tyrus. Tyrus says, I have helped a lot of people. Very few and far between have showed appreciation. Yeah, that is why you have to have difficult conversations. Yeah. Some people now. Okay, let's go back to the thing of kindness. Some people think kindness means turning the other cheek. Some people think kindness means you know playing pretend that you don't know, playing pretend that you don't know. Gora, we are funny. Playing pretend that you don't know um how this person is taking advantage of you. No, kindness, I said kindness, the root, at the root of kindness for me is difficult conversations. When you decide to help somebody, you have to make it clear that you want to be appreciated for your help. That, and after you've helped the person doesn't show appreciation, you go to the person and you say, why did you not appreciate what I did for you? Let them explain to you why they feel they don't want to appreciate you. Let us see what is in there, what could be in the mind of somebody that just got help from another person, no strings attached, and then does not show appreciation for it. Explain to me why you don't appreciate, or you've not shown appreciation for what the help I rendered you. Explain it to me, so that I know that you are not somebody that I want to help in the future, because you don't care about showing appreciation. Hello, Michael. Good afternoon. You understand, Tyrus? Happy Sunday. Yeah, you too. Happy Sunday. Welcome to the chat. You understand, Tyrus? Um, Happy boyfriend day to you too, Michael. You have a boyfriend. Um, you understand me, Tyrus? Okay. We have to have those conversations, because at the end of the day, it bothers you. It bothers you that um that the people that you helped did not show appreciation to you. So there's no honesty there. There's no honesty. There's also no reward for um blindly and selflessly, helping people, you know, when you know right and well that um you want some form of reciprocation in appreciation. It doesn't have to be an equal amount of, okay, I helped you, like, so help you exactly. Like, it might just be, oh, thank you for your help. Oh, I can do this for you. I can, do this for you. Just if you want that, say it. Say it. That is kindness, because as the person you have to be kind to first and foremost is yourself. Is yourself. Beating yourself up and playing dumb about your own needs is not kindness. And if you don't have kindness, you can't give kindness out. Understand? You can't give what you don't have. That's just the truth of the matter. I keep saying it, you can't give what you don't have. That's why most of the time it feels as if, oh, our love is conditional. We feel as if, oh, love is give and take and it's all of that. And it's like, no, there's something inside of you, you know, there's a hole inside of you that you want to fill, and you've convinced yourself that you fill that hole by being good to people. Okay? When you are being good to people, you are being selfish, because you are getting something, some form of emotional satisfaction within yourself. You are getting this thing that when you go to sleep at night, you tell yourself, I'm a good person. That is an important emotional need for you. Somehow, somewhere along your life experiences, they should not come again, Gorav. They should judge you. You too, you will not do the help. That is not kindness. You will not do the help. They should not come again. Let them go. Sit with the discomfort of knowing that you cannot operate with people that don't know how to give you what you want after you give them what they want. Just sit with the discomfort of it. What is there? Why suffer discomfort when the person ends up, taking everything that they want from you? And then you start to tell yourself you are kind, but you're expecting something, and you've already defined kindness as not expecting something. Why lie? Why contradict yourself? Tell yourself the truth. You want people to recognize your effort on their behalf. If you tell people that the last time I did something for you, you didn't recognize my effort, I won't do it again. They'll say, you're being selfish. They'll say, that you are a very fake friend. Good. I'm the fake friend. But you're the one that wants to get away with, the things that you want from me without recognition, without acknowledgement. If I do that to you, will you appreciate it? If you appreciate it, I won't appreciate it. That's just how I'm built. Okay? Sit with yourself, have these difficult conversations, because at the end of the day, we end up taking ourselves around in circles of contradictions, of pretending and lying to ourselves that, oh, my own idea of kindness is being selfless. My own idea of kindness, it's not conditional. Oh. I don't know, I just feel like some way, someday I'll be rewarded for my kindness. So that is conditional. Whether it is today or tomorrow you expect to be rewarded for your kindness, it is conditional. And there's nothing wrong with being selfish. There's nothing wrong with being conditional in your giving. There's nothing wrong. Who says the stand? Who told you the stand? That standard is from religion. I don't know, my own knowing of. And again, moral, like the whole societal, training that we get in movies and books and media, all of them, they tell us that, the main character is selfless. The main character gets, unexpected reward later in life somehow. It's a lie. It does not happen like that. Hello, Desert Channel. Thank you from Kenya. This is Nigeria. So, say any love to you from Nigeria. At the end of the day, you have to sit subscription and like done. Thank you, channel. Thank you, Desert Channel. You have to sit with the discomfort or of the way you are built. Okay, you can't shame yourself out of an existence. Yeah, I'm not saying you can't, but I'm just like afraid. I'm telling you that you shouldn't do that to yourself. Nigeria is rainy. Oh, Nigeria is rainy, but somehow also warm. Nigeria is fine. You know. I am an alien, Achinta. What do you mean if a real alien finds out? I am an alien. What do you mean? Don't be afraid for me. I'm not afraid. Let the aliens find me. They'll recognize that I'm like them. So what? So what? Thank you for calling my name creative. I really it took me a lot of trials to come up with that name, yeah. Also, I came up with side note tangent here. I came up with King is an alien, not because I was looking for a name actually per se. It was because I came to a certain awareness, you know. Hello, Harsh from India. Welcome to the chat. It's because I came to a certain awareness in my life. You know, for the longest time, I've changed my YouTube names so many times because I thought, you know, it was in the name. The name would catch people's attention and all of that, and it was not working. You know, nothing I was doing was working. And then I abandoned it. And then I started having life lessons after life lessons, you know. I started having life lessons and different lessons that come to different epiphanies of life in general. And then I realized that, oh, you know, I am an alien, you know, and my name is King. And so it was like, fine, King is an alien. That's the name of the channel. So, what were we talking about? We're talking about kindness here. The conversation is on kindness and how kindness is difficult, kindness is uncomfortable, um kindness is usually, yeah, sometimes kindness, you know, can show up as selfishness. Okay, if you want the best for somebody, you know, you would go all out to make sure they have the best, even though the person doesn't want the best for themselves. Okay, that's a form of selfishness. Okay, putting your own desire for another person on another person, you get, like, and knowing that you are right about what you want for this person. Okay, so but my own issue here with kindness is that um you have to have uncomfortable conversations with yourself. You say kindness causes regret. I don't think kindness itself is what is leading you to regret. The actions that you make after deciding to be kind, you know, the actions that come out of your decision to show kindness, yeah, those actions can lead to regret, and that's why you have to talk with yourself. Were you hurt by alien thing? No, 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 I'm not hurt by alien thing. I actually like the whole alien. That's my name. I'm not hurt by alien thing. It's okay. um there's a channel. I don't know about the whole gist of millions of naira. Those kind of things don't come to my convert. Like, it flies over my head, so I wouldn't have any contribution to that topic. um Kindness does not cause regrets. It's not kindness you do something and then you regret it. No, kindness is on its own. It is not the thing you do that is kindness, because an evil person can do that good thing the same way you do, but where the good thing, where the doing is coming from, it's not a good place, may not be a good place. Yeah, 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 it's okay, I understand. I know it's positive and humorous. I know, I wasn't offended by it. I'm an alien, that's my name. I'm an alien, don't worry about it. Relax. There's nothing. Those people that are I know when somebody's being, snarky and sarcastic and mean, yeah, but I didn't get it from you. It's okay. What was I saying? I like, an evil person can do something good, okay, and people be like, oh, this person is kind because of what they did. But no, kindness is isolated from your actions. Okay, that's another thing you need to understand. Kindness is a state of being. Yeah, it is not the action that you do. You are not defined by your actions. You are not defined by your actions. Yeah, anybody can do any good thing. Like, the people that are busy um doing charity, saying that they are helping different charities, look at them, they are also using those charities to run their fraudulent businesses. Okay, they're using their charities to evade tax. Okay, are you going to say those people are good? You wouldn't know. You can't say it because you don't know about their inner dealings. That's why in your own inner world, you have to separate kindness from your doing. This is your doing here, this is kindness here. Your decision to be kind, so your doing can definitely cause regret. As I say, kindness is not easy. You can regret what you do because you want to be because you're inspired from your feelings of kindness or from your identity as a kind person. Yeah, you can regret doing that thing. Okay, and for instance, that you can do things in different ways that you may not end up regretting it. You can do this in certain ways, you may not end up regretting it. You may end up regretting it, Sachinta says, I'm feeling for a while. My favorite was your book haul video. Thank you. I think you're the one that even commented that day about watching my anti-abortion review book, Abby. Oh, yeah, 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 I remember you. Thank you for supporting me, actually. I know you are not coming from a nasty place, It's okay. I can pick up on when somebody's being snarky. Um, Thank you for the support so far. Like, I hope to be able to make videos, I want to continue making videos here, but like for now, I'm still working on some videos that I might put out. I don't know when. Thank you for enjoying that. That took a long time to make, and it was so stressful to think about the book. Even it was so stressful for me, but I'm so glad at least you are giving me a review that you liked it. Yeah. um yeah, so at the end of the day, yeah, the conversation about kindness is a very it can be one that goes far and wide, and reaches different aspects of our being. That is why you cannot just say your kindness is your doing. You can't just say your kindness is your actions. Okay, kindness, it is a state of being. I feel the decision to be kind, yeah, it is you, taking up an identity. Okay, or it is you taking up an identity, whether whatever the outcome of, this thing that you did, as long as you're honest with yourself. Yeah, as long as you're honest with yourself. If you are inspired, you feel the feeling to do something comes from your kindness, yeah, and you do that thing and you regret doing that thing, it was so uncomfortable, then you have to now choose, now start to make, you just have to converse with yourself again, talk to yourself like, okay, that didn't feel good to do. I know that I was doing it because I was inspired to be kind, but um I don't want to do it again. um I want to make 10 minutes long video on some topic and create script thumbnail. What is script thumbnail? Oh, my videos are usually long winded though, like they are very long. Um, but I have a video coming out here. I don't know when I'll finish editing it, but it is still being made. I have plenty videos on my channel that you can watch. Yeah, I know, I understand that, but at this point in time, it seems like maybe I'm doing the wrong thing with my videos. It's not really getting out there. It's not really being seen, and so it's like, okay, instead of just like, making videos, I'm just going to come on live stream to meet people. Like when I meet people on stream, and they vibe with me and my ideologies. Um, that's the funny thing. Like I was saying, when I coming on stream, yeah, when I started coming on stream, I started meeting people. Okay, and people that I meet on streams, they vibe with me enough to subscribe, and to come on the stream the next time I come online. So personally, yeah, it has put me out there more than videos. Some people make videos, okay, they rarely go on live streams, yeah, because their videos are doing well. Me, I don't know how, why. I can't really, I've not yet figured out YouTube till now, to make a video or to set up my video in such a way that it would reach people, yeah, in that sense. So I'm like, okay, let me just come on live stream, let people see this is who I am, and then they're like, oh, I like the way this person thinks, I wonder what this person's outlook on life is, and then they go to my channel and they see my videos and they watch it, yeah. So I like that is what streams are doing for me, even though it looks like it's not much. See, it is a lot to me. I think people, yeah, I know I haven't abandoned creating videos. Yeah, I just want to, there's something I want to reach before I, settle into making videos again. So I think that's it. I think people don't like very long videos. Your time periods are the appropriate time slot. My videos, that abortion video was, 2 hours plus. That's very long. Yeah, so I want to get this to this level of connection, create this, like the audience I have here on my live stream, people that watch me for my live stream is here. um those this is the most interaction I've gotten since I started making videos on YouTube. Okay. Because I don't know, maybe because there's something I'm not doing right on, like, with my videos. My YouTube, actually, I have goals. Like, my current goal right now is to reach at least 500 subscribers. Yeah. And I feel like at 500 subscribers I can, like, start to, like, start to put out more videos. Yeah, start to take breaks in between streams to put out videos. um and I feel like when I have 500 subscribers, no matter how, like, my videos are, no matter how the algorithm may not favor my kind of videos, my audience that I've already, you know gotten on through live streams would need, would not would definitely see my videos on their timelines. Yeah, they would definitely see it. I'm not talking about an editor anytime soon, because editor means, you have to pay them, and I don't want people to, like, work for me without being paid. You understand? So um we also have to talk about income and all of that too. So I want to get to the point where I'm stable, yeah, and I have, like, good motivation, and that is getting my subscriber count up. Okay, so when I get my subscriber count up, after that, yeah, um I would go right. I can't do that till you're in school. I can't do that till you have a life. Okay, let's not do that. Besides, like, everybody needs, some. It's good to, like, encourage people with, money and incentives like that. Yeah, 5 how would you make the video when you've not watched? How would you make a thumbnail when you've not watched the video? And the videos will be very long, so don't worry about it. But thank you for the offer, Sha. Thank you for the offer. I'll think about it, but at the end of the day, your priorities right now is very school focused. Okay, so focus on school, you know, and I'll focus on, getting my subscriber counts up. Then when I get to that level of my subscriber count, maybe I'll now start looking for moderators and editors and all of that. Yeah, 5 minutes. I know it takes 5 minutes. Me, my own. If I make my thumbnail, it's so hard for me, because I'm always trying to, like, oh, this person did this and this person did that, you know, and I get so, like, depressed, when I put out, like, okay, I follow this person's format of the thumbnail, or I use my own ideas for the thumbnail, and, like, nobody shows up to watch it. I don't know, nobody shows up to watch it, like, nobody interacts with the video, and it's like, oh my god, these people, how do I get people to, like, know me enough to be like, okay, I like what you're talking about, to get. So that's what I feel like live streams afford me, because I meet people here, and they vibe with me, which is something that is just what I've been trying to do with my videos. Like, oh, watch my videos so I see how my mind works, and maybe you vibe with it, and but, like, so far it has not been going that great, as you can see. So when I started doing live streams, it's obviously the numbers don't look book. Okay. Okay, Gaurav, thank you for that. I will listen. I will check it out. I know you're an artist, so maybe you have a level of. But yeah, if you go to the market, but not today. And the market, they have hairdresser, like that place that they used to sell clothes. I don't want to drag you inside that day. If you enter that line, you see people that used to sell, like, attachment and all those things. You see salon there. They will call you to do your hair if you go there. Bye, Gaurav. Thank you for spending time with me today. Sorry about that. Take care, okay? Take care. Have a wonderful time, wonderful Sunday. I may not stay as long as I usually stay today, because I came out late, and also the weather is so gloomy. You understand? So you'll not be missing out on much. So I had this whole conversation about kindness, you know, at the beginning of the stream, and I had wonderful contributions from my. I'm not from France, Pavel from Poland. I'm from Nigeria. I think you've been on this channel before, Pavel. Welcome to the chat. Happy Sunday. I'm not from France. I'm from Nigeria. Um, Actually, what I intended to do here with this stream today, I wanted to discuss a music video, a music released by one of Nigerian artists in my country here, or in this country. The music is it's titled MBA, you know, and it's a song by Ladipoe. That's an artist, is a rapper featuring Ayo Maff. You get, and I wanted to talk in length about how I think we need to start calling out Nigerian musicians, yeah. And it's not to call them out to say, oh, you are morally wrong, or you are bad, or you are good, you know. It's just to call them out, um, to make social commentary on their behaviors, you know, and their artistry in the industry, yeah. And one major thing that most Nigerian artists tend to celebrate and hype up is the fact that they used to hype up money. Okay, they used to hype up wealth, and they indirectly shame poor people. Okay, but it's shaming nonetheless. And they use the term broke, you know, they use the term broke instead of poor. And one thing about Nigeria that I keep saying, is that there is no class consciousness, you know, amongst the people, and that is why there is very little class solidarity. You understand? Because making it, you know, succeeding, becoming a big time celebrity, you know, just from singing in the studio and making music, yeah, becoming that level, getting that level of celebrity and wealth and privilege, you get, is not a tell on your abilities. Actually, yes, you do the work, yes, you make music, yes, I acknowledge that aspect of the conversation, but at the end of the day, the society we live in, yeah, the society we live in, um the people that are poor by design. Okay, there's a systemic handicap in place for the masses of people in Nigeria, you know, to be poor. Okay, the system does not support them, the government does not support them in any way, and so that is why, for the rest of their lives, and even their children, yeah, they keep on struggling with poverty. And so, if you manage to escape this level of poverty, and you are now doing and living the life that you want to live, where do you get off saying things like boasting about your wealth? Okay, saying things like um, I don't know. To me, it just feels like as if when you say things like "I'll never be broke again," and it's like the people that are poor, okay, not all of them were born poor. Some people ended up in poverty because of how very ugly our system is, our economic system is in this country. And so when you say things like "I'll never be broke again," you know, it kind of reinforces this delusion that the government also spearheads, you know, this delusion that, oh, you can fight your way out of poverty. Sorry, I don't speak Hindu. Chohan, sorry. So you now fall into is this delusion that is spread by the wealthy class and the elite, and celebrities like Nigerian artists, you know, that say things like, "Oh, I'll never be broke again," and it's like, um, being broke, and again when they say things like broke, is just a way to soften the blow, you know, of the title of poverty, of poor. Okay, so back to the song in question here. The lyrics of the song, I want to talk about the video now. The music video was an interesting one for me to watch. I enjoyed watching the music video. Okay, it was fun. There was this aspect where my favorite part was where both of these artists went to like a music shop, and they were looking at CDs of probably older artists, older rappers, because they are both rappers, and they're in this like vinyl shop, and it was cute, it was adorable, it was aesthetic. I really love that aspect of the video, and there was no other like the way Nigerian male artists do, where they just put a random lady there to just be a video vixen, and all she can do is just to be a prop. There was none of that in this video, which I truly appreciate. um I truly appreciate that touch in the music video. But the other aspect of the video is that there is this blatant aestheticization of street guys, like street boys or men that live all their lives on the streets. There are a class of people in this country that we assign all evils and ills in the society to them. We say they are the ones that are called boys. We say they are the ones that are agberos. We say they are the ones that are thugs. We say they are the ones that are making the lives of everyday worker extra hard. Yeah, and I don't know, when you now go to make a music video with them, like watching the video, they had these men like reinforce stereotypes, of what these men are like. They had them play cards, with crowds of people fighting and all of that. They had them play cards, that is gamble, yeah, in broad daylight, like they don't have jobs. So they are sitting down outside, and they are gambling, and they are loud, and they are noisy, and they get even a bit aggressive with each other. And it's supposed to be played off like, oh, this is just how we are. The artists themselves, who look like a world, like they look differently, they look very different from these street men that they use as props in their video, are there laughing like as if, oh, me and you are in the same shoe, and it's like supposed to be because all of them are men, so it's okay, we understand the guy, understand guy, now guy behavior, and men will understand men. And it's like, no, no, there is a world, there are classes between these two groups of people. Okay, the celebrity class and the street boys class, there is a whole gap, hierarchical gap between these two people. Okay, and what please can these people that have tasted success and wealth and live in privilege, what can they bring, to these men that are using as props in their videos, for their music videos? And then flagrantly, let's talk about that video. Now we now saw them using local vehicles, yellow buses, and what we call keke napep, that is actually tricycles. So Ladipoe and Ayo Maff, they're like, hanging out the passenger side of the video, of the vehicles, and somebody, a professional, I assume, he is doing like stunt rides in an open space, and he's doing a stunt ride, and two of them are like looking at the camera, forming bad guy, forming hard guy, while the rest of these same street boys, they are just standing around and just looking and like hailing them. And it's just like, it just feels as if this space, is designed to do this kind of thing. So they brought all these men to come here and act for the music video, act poverty, act street life for the music video, to give a sort of credibility to the um rap artistry of this specific artist, Ladipoe, and also Ayo Maff. Ayo Maff is just a feature, but still, just to give them this credibility, this street cred, attached to the music that they are singing. And it's like, okay, even if you want to do that, now let's address the music that you are singing. Let's address the lyrics that you are putting for us to listen to. I don't know, most of it is in the beginning of it is in Yoruba and all of that, but there's a from what I understand of it, is just like as if there is this hint of, oh, don't talk to me, shut up, that kind of thing in the Yoruba lines of the music. And then there's this aspect of the music, like when it gets to the part that Ladipo has to like actually properly rap, he says something like, I just dropped a bag on a Lex. So a Lex is Lexus. A bag is probably like millions of dollars. I don't know how much Lexus is. I don't know. I have no idea about the price of cars. But the way he says it, I say, oh, I just dropped a bag. So it's so flimsy. It means nothing to him. It is just a vehicle. And he's saying, I just dropped a bag on a legs, and you are wrapping it with these men that will never see that kind of money or luxury in their lives. You're wrapping it to you're wrapping it with them as an aesthetic to kind of prop the hardness of your artistry, the hardness of being, for them to give validity and give credibility to the hardness that you are, of as of a rapper, like how hard you are as a rapper. Yeah, see these street men, these street men I'm forming, like, so it's just like we need to start addressing the elephant in the room here with Nigerian celebrities, especially male celebrities. They glamorize this culture of poverty. Okay. Meanwhile, they're not living poor. They will never, like the music says, he says he will never be broke again. Okay. Ladipoe is proudly saying he will hello Pristine, welcome to the chat. So Ladipoe is saying he will never be broke again. Good afternoon, King. Pristine, I've told you, it's King, not my king. So I'm talking about this music video. I don't know if you've seen it, Pristine. It is NBA by Ladipoe featuring Ayo Maff. And I'm talking about how Nigerian male artists glamorize poverty. Okay, they act as if to be a real hard guy, you have to be poor, but no, not really poor. You just have to cosplay as a poor man, as a street boy. I don't know Ladipoe's background. I don't know whether I grew up from a middle class family, whatever the hell. It does not justify, because you want to say I'll never be broke again. You now bring people that are living in a level of poverty that will probably never see your amount of wealth in their lives. Okay, they will never enjoy the luxury you do. You are using them as props to validate your credibility as a hard rapper, because that's what the song was saying. Like, oh, they're saying my pen is my pen, I had to work on the album, and I showed people that I'm a real rapper. And it's like, what does the realness of your rap have to do with poor men living on the streets? And then you have to look at the aesthetics of these street men that they hired to be, props in his music videos. Like, these men are very, very, very dark-skinned Nigerian men. They are very, very dark-skinned. And the dark-skinned nature of any Nigerian is very natural. It is something that is natural. That is how majority of Nigerians are supposed to be dark skin. But there's also this need to kind of show that I am a hard guy rapper, by using men that look ordinarily scary to an average Nigerian, to show that me, that I'm not as black as this man, me, that I'm not as going through the difficulty of this man's lives. They still regard me as one of them. Look at me, I'm one of the men, I'm one of the guys. They're just here to come and show you how they are gambling on the streets. I don't gamble, I don't play card, I don't have time to go to the amala joint, by my roadside corner to eat amala. But I can do it with my fellow street guys. You see, we are all putting our hands in the amala, we're eating the soup, and we are hard guys. But like, you are cosplaying poverty. That is what you are doing. Why do you have to cosplay poverty to show that you are a real Nigerian rapper? To show that your pen game is good. Oh, my pen game is fire. Now, there's another aspect of this music video that, if you look at it, is very sinister, in the sense like when Ayo Maff and Ladipoe were in the music shop looking at the pretty vinyls collection, and they were like having fun with it. Those men were not in those shops. They were not in that shop with them. They were not perusing them. Do you want to tell me that those men don't know music? Do you want to tell me that they don't know how to recognize like an artist CDs? But those men were not in that shop, because what? It does not look good for such people to be in such places. The aesthetics of that places will clash, will repel. Hello, Hamza, welcome to the chat. The aesthetics of such a pretty shop would clash with the reality of these poor men. And it's like, we have to start calling artists out on this bullshit. Like, as a Nigerian male artist, you need to prove your masculinity, and you have to prove the credibility of your pen game, by playing with, by using poor people as your props. Why? You could have just been two of them in that video and nothing would go be off about it. But no, he needed to show. And I think they were somewhere in Lagos, in a market square or something, and they were standing and they were recording. And I know they probably paid to have that time to film there. And it was just like, okay, I want to give up this aesthetics of down to earth. I'm a down to earth artist. I rep the street. You don't rep the street. You are cosplaying the street. You are cosplaying poverty. And this is so sinister. Hello, Habza. I already said hi. This is so sinister in the sense that the title of your song is Never Be Broke Again. Never be broke again. And it's like, you are here to tell us with your music that you will never be broke again. You're here to brandish it in our faces that, oh, I will never be broke again, while using poor people that may never escape their situation in life, that may never escape the poverty in their lives, to get to even half of what you have as props in your music video to validate your pet project. Because at the end of the day, what you are doing, the amount you pay these men for, okay, it will not last more than maybe a week or 2 days at most in their lives. It's not going to do anything for their economic situation. They are just, at the end of the day, props. When you live there, you go home, you shower off the stress of rolling around in a fast car and letting death touch your body, while you rap and tell us how with a beret. Like, how many street boys wear beret, red beret? I'm not mocking your style. I'm just saying that you don't fit into this thing you are pretending to be as. I'm a rapper, fine, good and well. Why do I need to get poor men and pay them? I'm sure whatever they pay them is definitely not going to be enough. Okay, pay them peanuts to appear in your video and wear raggedy shirts. Look, so when they filmed these men, they were in black and white, and it emphasized the darkness of their skin, they were also smoking in the music video as well. And it's just like, you are emphasizing the most scary aspect of our society. Now, I'm not saying these men by themselves are scary, you understand? I'm not saying these men by themselves are scary. I'm just saying that is the aesthetics of videos like this. Okay, videos like this seek to glamorize without really touching on the reality of the fact that Nigerians are poor, and poor Nigerians end up going through a process of dehumanization just to survive. These men now, when we look at them, we say these are street boys, these are agberos, these are thugs. Where you get this kind of boys, where they come, they do a video, where you get them from? Where you see these men from? These men have gone through a horrible process of dehumanization just to survive this country, to end up as props in your own silly project, your silly desire to be seen as a hard guy. It's just, I was watching the video and I enjoyed like some parts of the video. The music is cool. The rap is actually annoying, but it's fair. Okay, it's fair. What was he saying in the video? I just dropped the bag on a Lex just to flex on my ex. Like, again, why would your let's not talk about the girlfriend aspect. That is just typical Nigerian male music and male artist music. Let's just allow it here. It's how they used to write their own music. My own is, why do you need to cosplay as a street guy to prove that you are hard, when the truth about brokenness is that it is poverty? There's nothing like broke. You are poor. People are poor. There's poverty in the country, and poverty is a very ugly word. Nobody likes to hear the word poverty. There is systemic poverty being propped up by the government so that they can keep on exploiting people. For the more amount of people that are poor in our country, that is the more those people continue to stuff their bellies full of money. And you want to say you rep the street. This is on Ladipoe now. I'm not going to Ayo Maff part 2. This is Ladipoe saying things like, I have to prove that I worked hard on the album. That is your own hardness. You worked on an album. What is the album going to do for the men in your video? Are you going to give them the royalties on your songs? Are you going to give them the concert? Like, when you go for concert, when you're invited for concert, they pay you for it. Are you going to give them out of that money? Why are they in your video? Why are you cosplaying poverty? What does rap, And I know a lot of people use music to escape the streets. You get, but you can't keep using the fact that you came out from the street to keep you cosplaying, to keep glamorizing what you came out from. If what you came out from was so bad, Why the hell did you, like, if what you came out from was so glamorous and worthy of praise, why did you desire to that situation? Why? So if you've escaped such a situation, how do you give back to your community is the question we should ask this artist that always form hard guy. That's what I even want to even go to Ayo Maff situation now. Ayo Maff, in his music, he's very vocal about the sufferings and the poverty, and how I think it was only his mom, he had to that raised him and his siblings, and he had to go out on the streets as well. And Mark references the streets in his music a lot. You get, and it's poignant, it's touching. But at the end of the day, Ayo Maff, at this level of your career and your success, you are never going to suffer what these men they are using for props will suffer again in your life. Your siblings are not going to suffer that way. Your parent, she's not going to suffer that way anymore. You understand? Hello, Miss Brittany. Welcome to the chat. So how are you helping? How can you further rep the streets? Look at Zlatan. After Zlatan, use the street to come up and cast this cloak of credibility and relatability to average Nigerians. He has made it to the top. He has become popular and wealthy, and he's sending his son abroad. His son is living abroad. Like, I'm not envious of that. I'm not saying it's not right. I'm just saying, when you leave this situation, how do you give back to the community that raised you in essence? How are you supporting literacy? How are you supporting creation of jobs? These men that came to do your video now, they don't have work. That's why they come. Do you think they don't feel a sense of degradation when they see a fellow guy like themselves that has nothing special or nothing different from themselves, but enjoy this level of wealth and privilege and access to a lot of resources? Do you think they don't feel those things in their heart when they are there doing hard guy for your video? Do you think they are not thinking of it? Do you think they are not depressed by it? Do you think it doesn't hurt them? How do you give back to the streets that you are constantly referencing in your songs, in your artistry, dressing like streets, even though one shirt or one thing or one material on your body, one item of clothing in your body can afford to at least pay these people's rent for maybe a month or 2 months? How are you giving back to the streets that raised you, that gave you the material to center your artistry around? Don't come here and be doing hard guy. You're cosplaying poverty. Get the fuck out of here. Write your music. Go to your pretty music shops and sell your music videos, and do that without cosplaying as a poor man. Because being broke is not poverty. Being broke is just a pretty word to soften the blow, the reality of poverty. Being poor is systemic. It is intentional. It is by design. It is not anybody's fault that they are poor. As much as you like to delude yourself that one day I'll escape poverty, it is not your fault that you are poor. It is not your fault that you are poor. And you should not blame yourself. But when we listen to music, when we watch music videos like this, when we support artists like this, in a way, we are contradicting our desire. We're contradicting ourselves. I will never be broke again. You are only not broke because of series of things that just fell into place for you. Do you think you're the only artist in this Nigeria that made that you think I don't know that wants to be an artist, a successful artist? You are not the only one. So why the hell do you think you're not being broke is something that you engineered or something? You think anybody wants to be a street man, a street boy that will end up being a prop in a fucking music video? Do you think anybody desires that? Do you think when they are hailing you, hailing you, do you think like you are helping them? How much, no matter how much you give them, you are not changing the system that they exist in that continues to make them remain poor. You go to the areas, you don't even have to show yourself. There's something called, you can be anonymous about it. You can go furnish your local school, the public schools you went to, that gave you an education. Furnish it. New chairs for everybody. Nobody has to know who is giving the chairs. Libraries. After all, school. Hello, chocolate boy, Abu. After all, nobody's asking you to plaster. If you want them to plaster your name, they go plaster your name. It's not hard. I'm fine, chocolate boy, Abu. If you want to, they will plaster your name. It's not hard. My thing is, How are you giving back to the society? The streets that gives you this poetry resource, this source of rap. Rap is rhythm and poetry. I'm talking about music videos in my country, like artists in my country, and how they pretend to be something that they are not. Okay, viable. So I'm just talking about that. Yeah, I'm just trying to like bring attention to it because I watched the video last night and I just like, oh my god, what is this? Why are these people like? When will they change? When will Nigerian male artists change? You have to reinforce your masculinity. Yeah, see you soon too. You want to reinforce your masculinity. You want everybody to know you're a hard guy. Just because I'm singing music and making billions of dollars, I'm still a hard guy. Okay, so now you cosplay poverty so that people will buy your music. I'm giving to this. I think that just like that is majority of what I want to say. Like Nigerian artists need to stop this nonsense of cosplaying poverty. Okay, make your music video, do your fast cars nonsense, extreme sports. Nobody's going to qualify. Nobody's going to beat you. It is on you if you are feeling threatened by the fact that you do something artsy. If you feel like your masculinity cannot just simply be reinforced by your music, you need to add, props for poverty, like poverty sake. You need to use poverty to prop up your masculinity, your hardness in the music game. I think you need to go back to your drawing board and ask yourself why you are presenting yourself as an artist like this. Like, don't say the word broke. It is poverty. There's no such thing as broke. Poverty. And poverty is systemic. When you say things like broke, you kind of glamorize it. You glamorize the fact that grown men are playing card, gambling in the daytime because they have nothing better to do. You're glamorizing it and you're standing there. They are all different colors. Like, they're not the same tone of skin as you are. They're wearing raggedy shirts. They look so unkempt. But that is the point of the video. They need to look as unkempt as possible. Why you stand around with your white singlets and your red berets and your shades and you're like, hard guy rap, hard guy rap. Oh, I'm such a hard guy. Listen to my music, hard guy. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up from your dream because you have made it. Now what to do with your money? What to do with your money? Don't come around and start doing as if you have anything to prove to anybody. If you feel like you need to prove something to somebody, you set your heart deep and well. What do I want to prove to society? Don't come and start picking people up from the streets and to be props, because these videos will be watched by so many people all over the country, and it will be like, oh, it's so glamorous to be a hard guy, street boy. People that have never tasted suffering in their lives. Oh, when I want to make music, I have to be a street guy. I have to smoke cigarettes. I have to play card in the street. Not really, but I'll pretend I'm like them. You want to do something for the street, you touch on the systems that these people exist in. What is wrong with all these male artists coming together to create a community center for the children or for the adults in their hood? You have to supervise it. You make sure you supervise it to the very end, that it is open and it is cared for. Go through the protocols of it. Go through the difficulty of Nigeria's administrative system, so that you constantly be aware that the money that I'm enjoying, is these people that are, these people that allowed me the opportunity to do so. Let me suffer a bit on their behalf too. At least at the end of the day, I'm just dealing with administrative wahala. I go to my house, landlord is not pursuing me. I don't have to worry about electricity. There's food, I'm not scared for my safety. Tomorrow morning, I'll go to meet LG to work about how I'm going to build community center for the people in my hood. I'll go to the principal of the public school I went to and ask the principal how I can support them to build library. I'll go to local government. Can I do this road? How am I going to go about this road? Oh, I have to talk some money left. All those things. When we talk about it, people say things like, it's not easy now. When you go there, people eat the money. Yes, go through that process. Know that this is the system that is keeping these people bound. Feel it in your blood. Feel the discomfort of trying to do something good for your street, for your society. Feel the discomfort of it, so that you can know. So that when you go out there and you want to make music, your brain will think twice before you use somebody that is suffering as prop. Say, no, I can't take somebody that is struggling on the street to be a prop for my music video. I don't have that. I don't need to prove anything to anybody. I put my money where my mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. I'm a hard guy. I dropped a bag on the legs. So what does that do for the man that you're using in your music video? What does that do for him? How does that feed his family at night? How does that give him a place to stay? Most of those men might be sleeping under a bridge, lost every sense of their humanity just to survive. To end up as props in your music video, wearing raggedy t-shirts, wearing Dunlop slippers, looking like a mess, in the street, in the dust, as they are playing with vehicles that they use. Meanwhile, when you now go to a vinyl shop that is pretty and clean, only two of you are inside the shop. Those men are nowhere to be seen in that shop. When you want to eat amala, put your hand inside food. As if there's anything eating. What's there eating amala? Those men are there eating as if, oh, I'm doing something for them. But the aesthetic benefits, like, do you think that those guys will not enjoy spending time in a pretty music shop without any worries? Do you think those people don't desire aesthetic pleasures? You think they don't have an aspect of that humanity that enjoys beautiful, simple things? You say things like hard guy, but you are going to enjoy a vinyl shop, vinyl CDs in pretty music shops. I don't even know where that music shop is. I've never been, because those kind of things are tucked away for people that have, access to it. So from now henceforth, anytime I see any male artist music video that is doing all that nonsense, even if I notice it in women too, I will still talk about it. Don't come and be doing hard guy with men smoking cigarettes, reinforcing harmful stereotypes about poor people, that they have nothing to do all day. They are just smoking around, just trying to pressure you to feel like a man, like reinforcing negative stereotypes about poor people while you stay in your white singlets with red berets. How many of those men wear red berets? Now put them in black and white filter to show that what you can never be broke again. So sinister, so sinister. Go through the difficulty of setting up just setting up something for the place that you grew up in. Ayo Maff them. Set up some. You always talk about the suffering, and fine, you're valid in your suffering. Nobody say you do not suffer. But what have you given back to the society, to your hood, to the brothers that look up to you, the boys that are in those situations that look up to you? How are you protecting them from having to go through Yahoo that you went through too? Because I know Ayo Maff said something about him doing Yahoo and how, he had to do that to survive. He will not be ashamed of it. But you know that you can actually create systems that will make little boys less vulnerable to those kind of ills in society. You can create ways to fill their mind with things so that they don't feel like their only outlet in this life is to do fraud, and it's not as if they are the ones chopping the money. Now there's all apprenticeship about doing Yahoo. Now you have to be in a house and slave away for one ultimate oga. You don't know that is predating on little children. That is trafficking in a way. What are you doing for the little boys that look up to you, that listen to your music, that go to public schools, that cannot pay school fees? What are you doing for them? Just be doing aesthetic representation. Oh, I'm wearing bandana. Oh, I look like a hard guy. You are fake. You are fake, and you don't know what you are talking about. You have passed that level of poverty. So don't stop pretending you're a liar. Go to hell with your music, but don't pretend as if you know what people are going through. So I feel like we need to call these people out some more. It's not enough, and I'll be dedicating days for music review. Is that for music? The Nigerian artists need to be put on in the spotlight for how they pretend they don't notice what is going on in our country because they've made it. Oh, you people that are my back, make it. Oh, try to make it. If you don't make it, now you sabi, you're a fool if you don't make it. Oh, you're just so stupid, that's why you cannot make it. Me, I'm so smart, I made it. Ignorant of the fact, pretending to be ignorant that poverty is systemic. People need to be poor for people to be rich. People need to be poor for people like Dangote to exist. Anyways, I think that's most of what I intended to say. I started this video a certain way, and now I'm here. Okay, I know that even after I finish, when I end this, like I'll still have plenty things to say. Anyways, I hope I properly properly spotlighted the nonsense, of that music video NBA and the music of it all. I properly. It's not about music being sweet. You don't do. We're tired of music being sweet. Music has been sweet all our life. Music will continue to be sweet. The reality we live in, the world we live in, why can't it be sweet? Why can't it translate it to something? Come and be doing bad guy, hard guy with your red berets. Don't get out of here. It's not as if the red beret is bad. I'm not saying the red beret. Don't get me wrong. I don't have any time about the way men dress. In fact, I'm very gender friendly. I don't care about gender and all of that here. I'm not about that. My own is just you are using those things to prop up your masculinity. You don't realize you are contradicting yourself in the same vein. Okay? And if you don't realize it, me, I'll say it. So that's where I'm coming from, Sha. Anyways, thank you for spending time with me on this live. Like I know, you know, um, I know it's not glamorous, but yeah, I just needed to say that. So. Thank you. Today's Sunday. Everybody rest well for the week ahead. I don't know. I feel like this week I might be a bit busier than usual, but either way, I'll try to come online tomorrow as well. So watch out for me. Subscribe, yeah, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. Bye bye.